Good morning, Tuesday morning, Garden of England. Nice morning again. Looking forward to a nice day ahead. So from yesterday, let's do part two. And if you haven't watched part one, I suggest you go back and look at it, because I'm just sort of feeding in what happened in the retreat and what's still unfolding, which is really cool. So one of the things that I'm just going to ramble here, just going to trust what comes through. There is a little breeze in the air. Hopefully it's not distracting in terms of the recording of the sound here, but I'll do what I can. So I'll have to watch my step as well. So I suppose if there's only one of us here, and you often heard me say that maybe on a course, if there's only one of us here, then that group that gathered there, and if you're watching this or listening to this, then I suppose that group represented all of us. Only one of us here. Remember, I was going to do this on my own anyway, but I opened up to the guidance of Source, saying open it up to others, and I knew I would attract the right people. And what an amazing group. So many extraordinary contributions. I suppose in terms of what I find interesting now, reflecting back, we were mostly of an age. I mean, I'm pretty certain I was the oldest there, but we had a young person there, a younger person who was a professional caregiver, which in itself is quite interesting balance, as some of us are a bit older and some of us quite clearly showing that our bodies could be doing better. But she had never done Mindstore before, which was quite exciting from my point of view, that we attracted someone who hadn't been with us before, but open-minded. And she was a lovely soul, so she made really kind, really nice, reflective, joyful contributions. It was really cool. But what was obvious was that the butterflies were constant. So when you look into the totems for that and some of the other things that showed up, what was really clear was that we were gathered there for transformation, gathered there for change, gathered there to leave with commitments to make the best of the rest of our lives. And what obviously becomes clear, because I'm passionate about this, is without goals that we're committed to, we actually have no future. The big book says, once a nation loses its vision it perishes. And it became clear that every one of us was getting kind of excited, I think, by the end of it, about looking forward to what was possible. And clearly, the butterfly thing, one of the great metaphors that was used was the idea that a butterfly can dance over the blocks that hold us back, and you could see them dancing around trees and shrubs and stuff. It's just magical. And so every one of us knows that there are blocks that we have to overcome to get towards the achievement of our goals. And what's been happening for me, and I suspected this would happen, is my cup is literally overflowing. The amount of ideas, the amount of possibilities and opportunities that have just been flooding into my mind since that retreat, it's just actually staggering. And I really do have a journey over the next, I'm going to suggest 10 days, maybe 2 weeks, to really find clarity in what I really have to focus on going forward. There's just so much. And again, what became clear as we were transitioning through the process was just the extraordinary opportunities that every single member of the group had ahead of them. And I guess they are also facing the same as me, overwhelmed perhaps by possibilities. But then you could see that some of us were free because some were in retired, as it were, some considering retirement, that some were free, as it were, to make decisions, and others were clearly blocked by the challenges that they face in their life right now, which need to be attended to before they can, I suppose, really go on and achieve maybe why they've come here in the first place. So it was, as it unfolded, it was just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the location of Boston is nearby. I don't know, I think it's maybe a 15-minute taxi ride back into town, or minibus that we used. It's a superb location in many ways for confronting us with the limitations that people can have in their lives through, there's a sense of poverty there, maybe a lack of aspiration, lack of possibilities for so many people. Of course, all of that in their minds, but nevertheless, it's kind of there, and kind of sad in many ways, but in other ways beautiful, in other ways an inspiring place. I mean, I'm sure you know, that's where the Pilgrims set out from the quayside and the river there at Boston, and went out to the North Sea, went round the Great British Isle, and headed over to Massachusetts Bay to found the now city of Boston in America. So it's a place of journey, it's a place of transformation, it's a place of going out and overcoming the blocks, because sailing across the Atlantic, I'm pretty sure for those pilgrims wouldn't have been easy. But anyway, so they were Puritans, of course, and what's happened since yesterday is I've had affirmation again. As I got on the retreat, I had really important Mindstone members showed up, people who for me have been in the audiences over the years, who just their presence always gives me a lift, just to see them there, and more importantly to see that they kind of humble themselves to come back and repeat so often. And they would have made, and they have made, extraordinary contributions, I'm sure, to newcomers and courses, and have reinforced other Mindstone members through the years participating. That was inspiring. And of course, those who have already commented that they are interested in coming to do the retreat if I do it again, and of course if we can get the opportunity to go to Iona, the people I'm attracting are exactly the same kind of people. And possibly what I would say is, no matter what age you are, clearly the youngster, even without Mindstore, she thrived. She was an inspiring person, and she was able to fit in easily. And but those of an age, like many of you who obviously do follow me, because you know I've moved on, you're moving on, that it's never too late. It's never too late. And the taking yourself out your comfort zone to camp, like for me, first time in God knows how many years, and doing it cheaply, deliberately, so there's no excuse for you not to think about getting out your comfort zone, to maybe sleep in a tent if need be, in the most amazing environment, to kind of meet yourself where you are in your life at the moment, and allow Source to reflect back to you everything, not only through the journey you'll go through on the retreat or on the island, but in fact through the reflective experience of your encounters with others. So it's this morning I had a little video came through my YouTube thing, as I do that little half-hour thing, and it was from an amazing bishop in America, Bishop Robert Barron. He's extraordinary, and it's one of his homilies things, and he talks about love being the act of doing good for the other. Yeah, and it's not an emotional thing, it's not a feeling thing, love. It's actually kind of going out your way good for another human being. And yeah, what's obvious is that in every one of us who was sitting round there, we are there to give for others. It was clear that we'd already attracted published authors. I'm a published author, of course, and Kathleen, but there's others who are in the process of writing, and I suspect one or two of them might consider there's a book in them as well. I'm most excited about the potential of the doctor that was there, facing decisions around possible full retirement, doing something different, or going back to study and keep her professional growth. But you could sense that she wasn't particularly clear about that, and I mean, I would just love it if she could enter this space where a doctor who's naturally sceptical, but God, if you could hear her accent, it was just lovely. She moved into the space of interviewing particularly doctors in the low carb keto carnivore movement, and go there sceptically to understand them, and do that on behalf of, I suppose, other doctors, but certainly on behalf of the layperson, to get insights. And of course I can introduce her to extraordinary doctors to get her started in that journey, and then every one of those doctors will be able to introduce her to other doctors in the field, and you can see where she was, I believe, would become a global giant in the movement. And for whatever reason, she was attracted to that programme, and in her face was people with health challenges, it's obvious, and people who had overcome major health challenges, and a number of us in transition. So I hope that you're intrigued by what happened last week, and that you can genuinely consider, would you get out your comfort zone and come and participate in, even if all you do is you come and just sit about and don't get involved, but do the course I'm going to teach. It's going to be extraordinary. The dog's barking because it is an amazing course that I will teach in that middle Wednesday of the next time we do the Big Sky retreat. And if you can consider the most amazing train journey up to wherever you would come from, to Glasgow, and then take the train from Glasgow to Oban, it's so beautiful, and then take a ferry across to Mull. If you get the weather, oh my God. And then the journey across the beautiful island of Mull, then the ultimate ferry, the little ferry across to Iona. It's a dream, but for me to go there and tick off one of my bucket lists to teach an island, and for you to be there, oh my goodness. I hope we can get it organised. I trust we will, and I trust that you will get to either of them. Two extraordinary opportunities, but I'm overflowing with ideas. There's so many things I could be doing online. My challenge, of course, as you know, is the lack of a quality of technology here. So it may well be the only way to do it is to pre-record these experiences like I've done for the new platform and just put them up rather than attempt to do them live. Who knows, I might end up, once we come back from the next retreat, that I record that one-day course and put it up on the channel. So anyway, we're up on the platform. Have a cracker. I intend to. Looking forward to the next few days, getting ready to go over to the Isle of Arran. Sorry, the Isle of Wight. Isle of Arran previously. It's another island experience for me in a few days' time. Really looking forward to it. I love that place. Fantastic. How lucky am I? How blessed am I? Not only with my opportunities and how healthy and vibrant I feel, but how lucky am I to have you following me. Oh my God, I'm so grateful. Have a cracker. Bye now. Bye bye.